All right. So dreams basically are, it's just our consciousness not bound by the physical body and the five senses. In the sense that you create your own reality in this physicality, you also create your own reality in non-physical awareness. And so, but being not, but not being bound by the body and the five senses, you get to experience more of whatever you want to, and everything happens, you know, in sort of real time, like in the moment. So let's say, you know, you're having a bad dream or you're falling off a cliff and you're just like, no, I want to switch and be somewhere else, while your consciousness, you know, is not bound by the physical body, and so it could just switch to another awareness within the infinity consciousness. And in the same way that you can focus your dreams and focus your awareness, so focus your consciousness, um sorry, it kind of there. So in the same way that you can focus your awareness on what it is that you want in your dream, and you can control your dream by manipulating your consciousness, focusing your awareness on different experiences or different things, you can do the same. It's the same thing, but in physicality, you have more limitations. You have your physical body as a limitation, and you have your five senses, and you have your whole conditioning and belief systems and time and space, the illusion of time and space. And so it's the same thing, but just like you're in non-physical reality. And in the same way that most of us, all of us, for different aspects of our lives, create our reality unconsciously, we manifest our dreams somewhat unconsciously as well, because we don't have yet the knowledge or the mechanics of how non-physical is manifested in physical reality. And so the more we learn how our belief systems and our blueprints and the framework of not only the universe, but of our psyche is created, and how we create our reality, um, the same the, the same things the same thing applies obviously in non-physical reality. And it's just learning the mechanics of each to see how you create the experiences that you want to navigate through. And so in non-physical, in the dream, in the astral plane, or in non-physical reality where you're not bounded by your body, things could be weirder because you don't have the limitations of gravity and space-time. And so it's the same thing. And so dreams can only pretty much be interpreted by you, because in the same way that your reality is your reality because of the experiences that you've had, your memory complex, and your social conditioning or your personal conditioning or your belief systems and your values, in the same way that they create your reality, the your your consciousness version of you in your dreams has sort of belief systems and stuff like that. And so sometimes that's why we have a hard time interpreting our dreams, um, because we sort of go at them unconsciously. And sometimes, just like in real life, you'll experience something and you'll know exactly why you're experiencing that. And so sometimes in a dream, you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh, well, I know why I dreamt about this, or this is giving me the solution to that, and so on. And so once we start to learn more of the mechanics of how our unique individual consciousness focuses awareness into manifestation and physical reality and in the dream world, once we understand better the mechanics of who we are and how we create and what we're creating, we'll be better equipped to analyze and um, get the meaning out of our reality as well as in our dream states. And also, there is a fundamental framework, right? The 5 laws of the universe. You exist, everything is here and now, the all is the one is the all. You get back what you put out, and everything changes except these 4 laws. However, you can build your own dictionary or protocol manual for navigating either real life and creating what you want, as well as in your dream state. So for example, I have my manual, my protocols manual with the universe saying, well, every time I see mirrored numbers, or every time I see numbers, because I like numerology, and it excites me to find the meaning in mathematics or sacred geometry, and that's why I love mandalas so much. And so I have a pact with the universe that I always go see the same website online, the same numerologist online. So when I see, like, let's say 1414, when it's 2:14 in the afternoon, and I see that number and I go to that website, I know that it's a communication between myself and myself, or myself and the universe, or myself and God, or myself and my inner being, or myself and my higher self. And so I've determined a sort of manual, a protocol, that when I need to know something about a certain situation or something I'm experiencing, or need an answer to a problem or anything to follow my path better, I leave myself, I know that I've left myself clues in those numbers. And you can create yourself all different kinds of protocols and frameworks that way. So for example, you can have a book, and it could be the Hafiz book or a poems book, and whenever you open to that certain page, it'll give you the message that you want to hear in that moment, and that could be a way of communicating with yourself and communicating with the universe. So it doesn't necessarily, some people that interpret dreams, sometimes it'll be accurate because they can tap into who you really are and your higher self or your oversoul, if you're part of the same oversoul. And so they can analyze for you your dreams, but you can establish those protocols yourself and follow them, and it works. What's another good way of being able to, so obviously it could be with astrology, like if you have one specific astrology book, or tarot, and and I know that the different astrological signs and the tarot cards have a specific meaning. But you can also like use, I have a friend of mine, he does like tarot and numerology, and he uses a domino set to 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 do his readings, to have his readings. And that's the permission slip and the tool that he uses to communicate with himself and with the universe to get answers on specific subjects. Because we create our own reality, right? We are extension of non-physical universe, and so we individualistically we can determine what processes or what protocols we'd like to put into place that work the best for us. So it comes back to the fact that life has no intrinsic meaning or doesn't have any significance. We are the ones that apply the meaning to life. And so you are also the one that determines your experiences and the meaning that you get out of them. And so you could use these permission slips and these tools to help you navigate the life that you prefer. And you can also just be and know that whatever you think about a certain situation, that's inherently true for you. An example would be, I'm having I'm having anxious thoughts about money and the future and not having enough, and I stub my toe. And so by stubbing my toe, I can realize and determine that stubbing my toe means that my thoughts are out of alignment. And that's true for you. And you can also, and since this is an unconditional creation and there's no intrinsic meaning, it could just be, well, I'm just stubbing my toe because I'm stubbing my toe and there's nothing to it. And so there's no meaning in the stubbing of your toe. And so life can have, for you or for us or whatever you determine to be, every single thing, like a sneeze or a stubbing of the toe or a notice of something in your peripheral vision, can mean something to you, or it could just be nothing. And you decide to what degree the meaning you want to put onto something. And you're also the one that decides what you want to live by, like the sort of the regulations. I don't want to say regulations and rules, but the framework of how you want your life to be lived. And so, we hear a lot about the fact that this reality is a holographic projection and your consciousness is projecting everything. So your consciousness is not inside your body, but your body is inside your consciousness. And a lot of people relate that to the fact that life is like a stage, but you're the actor, you're the producer, you're the set decorator, and so you're all of these things, and you've put on a movie in which you act and you live and you perform in. And so these permission slips and these tools and these protocols and these, whatever you want to call them, frameworks of how you want to build your life are just like you setting the stage for your play. Once we start operating on this level of consciousness, we can get to understand more that we're the ones creating, manifesting, and moving through everything that we want or everything that we don't want. And so hopefully that could help a little bit with anxiety or depression, because we get to build our own tools and our own way of functioning within the reality that we're creating. And so in the same way that the last channeling we were talking about going from the information age to the intuition age, this parallels and goes a little more technical into the process of creating or manifesting your own reality. But in the same sense, it's the same thing. So if you have a dream, you can start interpreting that dream for yourself and intuiting why you have had this dream, and if it's meant to tell you something, and if it's meant to clear a certain issue. Rather than trying to get that information from outside of you, you determine what objects or animals or certain situation mean to you. So for example, we can take like a rose or a spider. Some people are really scared of spiders, the majority of people. But some people love spiders, and for them, spiders are very delicate and intricate and form this like beautiful intricate web. And so if they see a spider in their dream, it doesn't necessarily mean that, I'm not exactly sure what the general meaning of a spider as in the dreamscape means, but it might not mean something like that for you. So you can define your own words and define your own items, and then get with synchronicity, get yourself your own clues as to where to navigate, what to do, where to go, and so on. And the same thing for a rose. A rose could mean love for someone, and it could mean heartache for someone else. Or it could mean, too strong of an aroma. So everything is from your individual perspective. And so you could build your own library of signification and meaning and purpose.